Hello, hello. Greendale Community College has no shortage of strange occurrences. From the obvious gas leak of Season 4 to the obscure water aerobics cult. So many bizarre things happen that a statement like this...
All right, I am trying to find the IT lady. My emails to her get bounced back to me in Aramaic, and when I call, I hear an undulating, high-pitched whistle that makes my nose bleed.
Barely gets noticed. That, of course, was Francisca Frankie Dart, portrayed by Paget Brewster. The IT lady she was referring to was Deborah Chambers, who was also played by Paget Brewster. Most like to regard this scene as a meta-joke, and a nod to the dissonance one might experience meeting oneself. But let's unpack it. In pop culture, bleeding from the nose is often used to show neurological distress. Just think of that telekinetic girl, Clevin, from that show Stranger Things. But what kind of noise could really spike someone's blood pressure enough to cause their nose to bleed? Frankie as a character serves to ground the group, and helps to temper the increasingly outlandish adventures they get into. She's self-described as no-nonsense, so if she says she heard a noise that made her nose bleed, it happened. So something was placed, presumably by the IT lady, and it has a seemingly unnatural aversive effect on Frankie. Combine that with the emails in Aramaic, and can you blame me for leaning towards some Judeo-Christian spiritual defenses? Which brings me to my thesis. Frankie is a doppelganger and took Deborah's place. Now, for those of you that don't know, a doppelganger is like a doppeldeaner, except it can be people besides the dean. There's supposedly a couple varieties of doppelganger, but in rare cases a demonic doppelganger will seek to remove and replace a person. Frankie establishes early, and continuously, that part of the reason she moves to Greendale is to care for her sister.
Sister!
Pix? Oh, she's beautiful. You could be twins. So the statement I'm hearing here is, you're a...
Just look at her expression. Which is a good strategy if you're a doppelganger and you're trying to steal someone's life. If you can't outright remove them, you may seek to discredit and isolate them by driving them to be institutionalized. Frankie has a copy of The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand on her nightstand, the original title of which was Second-Hand Lives.
What are you, a demon?
Frankie is always trying to mimic people. She mimics Annie, Abed, and Troy.
Troy was very gifted at steel drums.
Steel drums.
There's a whole episode about people being anxious she's going to replace them. No one ever leaving is critical to Greendale's social and financial success. So when no one can get a hold of Deborah, they, of course, instantly replace her with Elroy. But at least when Elroy stalls the Wi-Fi problem, they show consistency and never talk to him about it. Oh wait, the dean follows up personally. This all serves to suggest that Deborah is physically gone, because if Greendale had a say, she'd have a difficult or at least dramatic departure. Also, Deb's tea set, which seems like it's hers. She has the sugar bowl, is available for everyone's use in the teacher's lounge at the end of Season 5. The reason I'm leaning towards demon is there's an increase in overall blasphemes and religious imagery. And mind you, this is a season with very little Shirley. Taken all together, these would have to be a lot of coincidences, if Deb wasn't disposed of by a doppelganger. But I suppose that's for you to decide.
You don't show these to people when you finish them.
No.
Okay, good.
Thanks a bunch, and have a good one.